Well, Emma Jerome has been traveling all around the Portland metro area, giving us a look at road conditions from the road. And Emma, you're in Beaverton area now?
Yeah, that's right, Ken. We are on Sunset Highway headed west. We're about to hit the Helvetia area, about 2 miles or so, but this is the road, Highway 26, heading west. There's so much more snow on the roads here than back in the Portland metro area. Back in Portland metro, on I-5, on I-84, those sorts of roads, it's a lot of ice and even some slush in some areas where it has melted. But here, out toward Beaverton and the Bethany area, you can see it's still being kicked up by cars. Getting out here, we passed 50 to 100 abandoned either cars or trucks, and if they weren't abandoned, they had flashers on. I'm sure the drivers still in their cars, either sleeping overnight or hoping to get out there now, but it wasn't backed up the way that we saw a couple hours ago. Cars were making it through. You can make it both directions if you need to. Heading west, of course, is a lot easier going than eastbound. Eastbound back into the city, that's where we saw most of the cars. And there's spun out cars in both directions, abandoned cars in both directions. We spoke with the Oregon Department of Transportation. They say that if you are trapped, you should be staying in your car. It's a really tough decision to make. It seems there is no good decision. We can see right here in the eastbound lane an emergency vehicle headed down there, even taking it slow, having some trouble getting by. But Highway 26, the more west you go, the more snow there is. We're going to be flipping around, heading back into the city, trying to see more of the situation there. So when we talk to you next, we'll be able to maybe show you the eastbound direction with more of those cars being stalled or stopped. So yeah, really depending on where you go, an extra 15 minutes driving really does change the situation, but one thing remains the same. The roads are really rough this morning.
Yeah, and you talked about all those people who have abandoned their vehicles. You say you've already passed like 50 cars and trucks.
Right.
They're just there, not going anywhere. Did you notice whether anybody was in any of those cars or trucks, or were they all abandoned from what you could see?
The cars, the personal vehicles, the ones spun out covered with snow, there was no one inside, but we did pass a few semi-trucks, some FedEx trucks, an RV. Those all had their flashers on. I
Right.
can assume that people were inside. They were sticking around there, but the personal cars, it seems people just left them.
Just left them there. All right. Thank you very much, Emma. We'll check back in with you soon.